Shri Gurubhyo Namaha children. I welcome you all to our online teaching academy XII. Today we are going to start with an interesting topic which is so much related to our present day condition. Okay, so now you all know that we all are arrested in our house because of the spreading of our communicable disease COVID-19. Okay, so once this disease started spreading, the first advice what you got is to strengthen your immune system. Okay, so they have advised a lot of food to strengthen our immune system. Okay, because nowadays, for this present day situation, the only treatment, the only thing what we can do is we can fight against that virus. That is, we in the sense our body has to fight against that virus to overcome the effect of that virus inside our body. So because of that only, that virus was not affecting all the human beings. Okay, so you know what is the rate of that infection. Okay, so we are going to start with our new topic, that is immunity. Okay, so immunity is nothing but an immune defense. Okay, so the defense which is there in our body against the organisms, disease causing organism or any antigen which is entering our body. Okay, so we will see this. So immunity, as you all know, this immunity, it is a overall ability of the, 1 minute children. Okay, so it is the overall ability of host here, we are, suppose the COVID is causing disease to the human beings. So human beings are the host for that virus. Okay, so the ability of host to fight against this disease causing organism. Okay, so which is present, this ability is there in your body in nature with the help of a very important system called immune system. Okay, so that function of our immune system, we are calling it as immunity. Okay, we are fighting against this a dreadful virus nowadays. Okay, it is only because of our immunity. Okay, so immunity, when the foreign agents, what is that foreign agents? When you see anything which is entering our body from outside, our body will consider it as a foreign substance, which we are calling it as a antigens. The foreign agents are called antigens. So once the antigens enter our body, our body will start working against that antigen so that it will be producing some protein to overcome the effect of that antigen, to kill that antigen, all those things. Okay, so we'll see it. Okay, so this immunity, this immune defense, it is of different types, and in this video we are going to cover the first type of our immunity. So generally when you see, the immunity is divided into two types, that is innate immunity and acquired immunity. Okay, innate immunity and acquired immunity. What is that innate immunity? When you see here, inborn. Okay, inborn immunity, immunity present in the body of an organism, body of a human beings right from their birth. Okay, right from their birth, when the baby is delivered, it will be having some sort of immunity, some sort of defense mechanism against the organisms, that is against the virus entering its body. That immunity which is present right from the birth, we are calling it as innate immunity. So this innate immunity, actually it is non-specific immunity. I will tell you the reason why it is called non-specific immunity. We'll see the types here. So the second one is acquired immunity. It is not inborn. It is not inborn. So once the baby is delivered, you know vaccination schedule. Vaccination chart will be there. There is a schedule for giving vaccines. So not only vaccine is a one method of our acquired immunity. So the immunity which is acquired, which that human being got during their lifetime, it is called acquired immunity. So this is the basic difference between innate immunity and acquired immunity. And this acquired immunity, when you see further, it is divided into two types, that is active immunity and passive immunity. Active immunity and passive immunity. What is the difference between active and passive immunity, when you see active immunity, the antigen is introduced into the body of organism to provoke that immune system to produce immunity against that antigen. Okay, antigen is used to provoke immunity in a body of an organism, that is called active acquired immunity. Okay, whereas so here the antigen is entering the body, and this active immunity further it is divided into two types, that is natural active immunity and artificial active immunity. Natural active immunity, when there is an infection in our body, okay, what happens at the time of infection? Infection in the sense the organism is entering, some bacteria or virus enters our body, and first time it is causing that disease, symptoms in our body. So when it is causing that symptoms in our body for the first time, our body will produce antibody against that particular virus or a bacteria. So where for the next time, when this antigen enters our body, there will be a memory in our body against the disease, okay, against that virus, against that bacteria. So at once it enters our body for the next time, directly, okay, the proteins present in our blood will go and kill that antigen, or the cells, special type of cells will go and kill that antigen. Okay, so that is a basic principle. So even, okay, we will see in detail in our next video. So that is active natural immunity. The natural infections produces some immunity in our body, that is natural active immunity. What is it? Artificial active immunity, when you see vaccination. Okay, so artificially we are taking vaccines, that vaccines will have these antigens to provoke our immune system, that is artificial active immunity. And passive immunity also we are having two types, that is natural passive immunity and artificial passive immunity. What is it? Passive immunity, when you see ready-made antibodies are taken okay, by the organism, by the human beings. Okay, here ready-made antibodies in natural, that is active immunity, antigens enter our body and it is producing, antibody is produced inside our body, but here in passive the ready-made antibodies are administered, and it is also of natural and artificial. In natural, okay, ready-made antibodies from mother to the child through milk, okay, IgA is there in a mother's milk, that colostrum, okay. So IgA is the antibody which enters from the body of the mother to the fetus, and there is an antibody called IgG which can enter from the mother's blood to the fetus even right from the 5th month of the conception. So the ready-made antibodies are naturally transmitted from one person to other person, that is from the mother to the fetus, that is natural passive immunity. Whereas artificial passive immunity, when you see the same like that of immunization, vaccines we are taking, no, in the same way here we will be taking anti-serums, okay, which contains antibody. Okay, so all these things we will see in detail. This is just introduction to the type of immunity. So today we are going to see this innate immunity only. So innate immunity, I told you, it is an inborn immunity, okay, and I told you it is non-specific type. Non-specific, when you see the immunity, when you take a vaccine, for example, you are taking a typhoid vaccine, okay. So why you are taking typhoid vaccine? When the typhoid bacteria enters your body, this typhoid vaccine, once you have taken, it will produce antibodies, so that when the typhoid bacteria enters your body, that antibody will go and kill, will go and act only against that typhoid bacteria, not other bacteria or other viruses, other organisms. So that is specific, okay, that is there in case of acquired immunity, but in innate immunity, it is a generalized immunity, okay, it is non-specific, it is not pathogen specific. What is pathogen? Microorganism causing disease. Okay, so innate immunity is non-specific, that it is not pathogen specific. So this immunity, inborn immunity, provided by some barriers in our body. Okay, 4 types of barriers we are going to see: physical barrier, physiological barrier, cellular barrier and cytokine barrier. One after the other we will see. The first one is the physical barrier. Okay, some organs present in our body, for example skin. You all know it is the outer covering present in our body, okay, which is protecting invade of organism into our body. So this is a physical structure, okay, prevents entry of pathogens into our body. The next, when you see a sweat glands, okay, it is producing sweat, okay, and there will be a sebaceous gland, oil secreting glands, which are secreting their secretion called sebum. And this sebum and sweat and all, they are having a bactericidal and fungicidal. When any organism comes and settles on your body, the sweat and sebum can kill those organisms. So this is a physical barrier. And in addition to this physical barrier, we have mucus lining in our internal organs. Okay, when you take our stomach, that is gastrointestinal tract or respiratory tract or urinary tract, okay, in all those areas there will be a outer layering of our internal organs which is made of a mucus lining which is trapping the disease causing organisms, which is providing immunity. So that is a physical barriers present in our body. Then next to that, when you see physiological barriers, okay, some secretions which are secreted inside our body is providing immunity. So what are those secretions when you see? Lysozyme, okay. So lysozyme, it is present, it is an enzyme, okay. Lysozyme, it is an enzyme, it is a lytic enzyme, okay, which lyses the disease causing organism, bacteria. So this enzyme present in our tears, it is present in our nasal secretion, saliva and most of the body fluid. So when the organism enters, okay, this lytic enzyme can go and destroy that organism. Then skin secretion, already I told you about sweat and sebum, okay. That sweat and sebum, okay, it is microbicidal in nature, which is killing the microbes. Then the next one, when you see saliva, okay, saliva produced in our body, it contains that lysozyme enzyme, so that the organism enters your mouth cavity can be killed by this lytic enzyme. Then gut secretion, okay, gastric juice. What is there in the gastric juice? Actually, it is composed of mucus, pepsin. In addition to that, there is a concentrated hydrochloric acid, and this hydrochloric acid, okay, it is killing the microbes which are entering our stomach through food, okay. So it is giving immunity in that way. Then ear wax, the waxy secretion in our ear, it can trap, it will not allow the insects to enter our ear, and at the same time when any microbe enters, it can trap it, okay. That is, so all these things naturally it is present right from the birth, so that it is providing that immunity. All this comes under that physiological. Then the next one, when you see, okay, cellular barriers. So some cells present in our body, by nature they are providing this immunity. So two types of cells we are going to see, that is phagocytic cells and natural killer cells. Phagocytic cells in the sense, so this is a phagocytic cell. You already learnt about this phagocytosis in your lower class. Phagocytosis is nothing but engulfment of the organism, swallowing of the organism, okay. Our blood cells, when they encounter any antigen, any germs in our body, they will go and engulf this organism, okay, and it is forming the structure called phagosome. And this phagosome combines with our lysosome to form a structure called phagolysosome. Phagolysosome. And this, within this phagolysosome, by production of lytic enzyme, you know about lysosome, okay, by producing that lytic enzyme, the organism will be destroyed, okay. So this process of killing the organisms by our phagocytic cells, we are calling it as a phagocytosis. Then the next one, when you see, it is natural killer cells, okay. Some blood cells present in our body, they are non-phagocytic, they are not going to engulf and all, okay, they are going to produce something to kill that organism. So when you see here, they are secreting a substance called cytolysin, that is also a lytic enzyme, okay. That enzyme secretion by these cells will kill the germs entering our body, so that we are calling it as a killer cells, natural killer cells. So, these two are the examples for our cellular barriers. The last one is the cytokine barrier. Okay. And one example for, very good example for cytokine barrier is interferon. What is that interferon? When you see, when there is a viral infection in a cell, that viral infected cell will produce a chemical called interferon, and this interferon will be released by the viral infected cells. Here, interferon or the antiviral glycoprotein produced by a viral infected cell. Viral infected cell is producing it, but it is antiviral in nature. Okay. So, it mainly stimulates neighboring cells to synthesize a protein. Okay, wait, I will show you. See, this is a first cell which is infected with a virus. Okay, a virus is infecting a normal cell. So, it is infected with that virus, so that this cell is producing a substance called interferon, and that released interferon from the viral infected cell binds with a normal cell. When it is taken into the cell, it gives a signal to the nucleus to produce something called as antiviral protein. When this antiviral protein is synthesized inside the cell, this cell will go and kill the virus which is entering it. So, the infected virus is producing the interferon, and that interferon is preventing further infection. Okay, it is preventing the infection of the further cells. Okay, so this is about our cytokine barriers. So, with this we are completing our innate immunity. In our next video, we will meet with our acquired immunity. To receive our online lessons, please press the subscribe button and you will receive the latest updates. Thank you, children.